Great piece, Isaiah chapter. I hope you all have read it, this midnight. I hope you all have read it. I come to all with great importance, great wisdom, and, again, great understanding. I come to you all tonight. And the reason I'm coming to you all because there's an important event happening right now on the planet. As for some of us, we may be Cancer, we may be Virgo, we may be Leo, we may be Libra, we may be Scorpio. Scorpio, is it Scorpion? Scorpio? Brain fart. You may be Scorpio, right? And you're noticing that you may be feeling very, very empty. You may be feeling very, very imbalanced, Virgo, they always see things very removed. You know what I mean? They always feel like everything is okay. They always feel like everything is fine. Scorpions, they tend to, stay ground surface. You know what I mean? They tend to do the low things. They tend to do the desired things. They like, the deep colors. You know what I mean? And then you have the Cancers. You know what I mean? They're kind of, in a track meet. They're in a track meet. They're trying to pull things out from the surface, and they're trying to stay away from the Scorpion energy. So this is why I'm coming to you all tonight. Venus, Saturn, Neptune's series. There's another alignment. I'll be forgetting. There is another alignment. Check on this. Just check on it. When you're doing your astrology, glances, don't look at Western mythology. Look at Hindu mythology. Look at Hindu mythology. Hindu and Sanskrit runs the planet. It's not Western mythology in English, in Spanish. It's not that. Spanish is more aligned with romance, and then you have English that's more in the center of being focused on and being behind murder. You know what I mean? Like, that's English right now, murder. Gothic, that's all it is. It's no longer romance, so just look at the population. It's declining. With all this energy that's happening right now for Pisces, with all those planet alignments and star alignments in Pisces, Taurus, you need to pay attention to them right now because Sun is in Taurus right now. This is why Meek Mill, he's getting ready to drop his video. Depending on how he looks at it, right? He may wait for a different energy to come. But he's getting ready to drop a video. Kodak Black, this is what I want to talk about. We saw Kodak Black, right? And I use him as an example because obviously we look alike, kind of. And we have the same genetic markers as far as DNA. And, when you look at the fact that, he's going through things that, I've essentially been able to see and went through myself, right? With the different planet energies and the different movements of the galaxy and the different attributes that's assigned to human characteristics based on energies and temperatures. He went from being slim, right? And this happened to me. Went from slim to gaining weight to being toned and fit to losing weight. So DMX, he went through this, and I don't know what. And this is homework for you, the person who's looking at this. This is homework for you. You can look at DMX chart and see what his astrology sign was and where the planet energies were happening. When you see the movements of the node, base, center, out, base, center, and out, node out, base energy, center energy. When you look at how the different energies react, and you may be a Cancer, but you may be on the other side of the hemisphere, not the other side of the planet, but the other side of the hemisphere, you're going to be greatly affected by your astrology sign and the energy that's pulling from it. He's going through a lot right now when he has to earn a living for himself and his family. And, you know, he has to help other people as well. He's going through a lot right now because when you look at his energy chart, right, he's Gemini. So this means he's based. He's upper based. He's pulling from the top, which means all seeing and all being is in the center eye, the bendy right here. It goes right here. He's seeing a lot right now. He's going through a transformation. Again, Meek Mill, he has sun energy. Soul is pointed towards him. And plus, he's in the East, New York, Harlem, Philadelphia. He's in the East. So the sun is protecting his ability to create his art. Kodak Black is not getting any of this energy, so he's feeling imbalanced. When you look at the fact that you have all this motion coming at right node and it's pulling at center mass, and then you got center base at the top and center base at the bottom, he's not getting Sirius energy, and he's not getting Neptune, Saturn. He's not getting that energy. All those planets are pulling to Pisces. Pisces has all the alignments right now. Even Eris, I think, it has all the alignments. So imagine what Leos are going through, and imagine what Virgos and Cancers are going through right now. If they don't have someone who is base center to, you know, depend on as far as like keeping their spirits up high and making sure that, you know, everything's going to be okay. If they're not getting this energy right now, like, just imagine the thoughts that is running through your head as a starseed. We all know about Dick Gregory. He told us about the starseeds. The starseeds are going to get a plasma effect. This DNA and code, blue, purple, brown skin, all on the same spectrum. When you look at how the energies are pulling from certain DNA markers and genetic traits and attributes as well, when you look at how energies are pulling from in the form of temperature and also likability, dislikability, you don't want to be in a place where people are looking at you and, you know, trying to vamp from your energy. You don't want that. You know what I mean? This is why it's important for people who are center based and for people who are south node, right? Who are south node to keep the energy right. You're a Capricorn and you're doing well. Gemini is not doing well. You're a Gemini and you're doing well. Capricorn is not doing well. Aquarius is getting energy from Virgo, and it's also getting energy from Pisces because they're center node. And they guide the planet as it goes around in center mass. Center node. So when you have this energy taking place and it's affecting everybody and how all the different alignments, you need to know this. Right now, it's not the time to be, around left node. You know what I mean? Unless it's Virgo, right? Unless it's Virgo. But even then, you have to have some exchange with them and some degree ability. You know what I mean? You have to have some prowess. You have to have some prowess with them. So they're getting that energy right now. You don't want to be around Leo. You don't want to be around Cancer. Okay? You don't want to be in those energy spaces if you're someone who is Scorpion. You don't want to be in those places right now because you're going to meet that wrath. Geminis are going through it. South Node, Capricorn, they're going through it. They have to depend on Aquarius. Pisces. What is Pisces going to do? It has all the energy. It has all the portals right now. Is Pisces going to share with the world what they know now? Pay attention to Pisces. Pay attention to Pisces. They have all the energy centers right now in their pie chart. In their node, in their east node, they have all the energy centers. Pisces. So be careful about meeting people. Be careful about being around people. Be careful about, and this doesn't goes for Africa, right? Because they're getting all the energy from Pisces. But the thing that you also have to know is they don't follow Hinduism, except if you're in India, right? So you got to look at what's going on in India right now with Pisces getting all that energy. So you got to know what, that's Mina. So you got to know who's over there. That's Mina next to someone who may be Kamba. You got to know. Because, if Mina gets with Kamba and, they start having disagreements, Kamba is going to be like, I'm backing off. You know what I mean? I'm backing off. So you got to really know about, the different energy markers and the different center fields that's related to different nodes. And Planets Today is going to show you the different satellites. Go to planetstoday.com, and look at where this energy is being picked up at as it relates to Mina. So pay attention to people who are Geminis, celebrities, right? Pay attention to them. Kanye West, he's in the media right now. Trump, he's in the media right now. Kodak Black, he's in the media right now. They're going through it. So we have to be there for the people who are not realizing what's really going on right now in that sense, because our potential is not determined by our ignorance, but it's determined by, whether we realize that moment is for that moment or not. That's basically all it is. Because you can forget something that you learned a second before within a second after. That's just how energy works. You turn the switch on, the light come on. Turn the switch off, the light goes off. And that happens in less than a second. So I'm thinking like, you know, right now it is 3 a.m. and I'm trying to think of what the other planet was. I don't know. You have to go on planetstoday.com and go and look at the Hindu chart. Don't look at the Western chart. Look at the Hindu chart. The people in Africa don't necessarily have to worry about this because, you know, when a young person tells you like this, when a young person says a woman is like a mango, you have to pour salt on her and wait for her to become ripe. When he says that, these are people that's just not having kids because, you know, the weather feels good this day. They do things on cycles, calendars, moons, and suns. You know what I mean? Like, and if they do have a child with, you know, an instance where it's not supposed to happen, that child either becomes discarded, aborted, or given away. You know what I mean? So you got to really think about what's happening. So that's all I want to say in this video is that explain to people what this planet alignment with Pisces mean right now. Explain to them what it means. Look at Tyrese Gibson. Everything's going right for him right now, right? I think he's a Pisces, right? Or he knows a bunch of Pisces. So look at that, right? Great peace, Yakoki.